There you go.
Hi, this is Daphne from the town of Fort Myers Beach. Thank you for joining. At this moment, Jackie Lesak, who is the president of the Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce, is going to be taking over as the host and moderator of this. But we did not expect all of our council members to attend. So at this time, I would like to inform them that this is not a public meeting. It's not been noticed as a public meeting. So the council members, other than Mayor Murphy, who's speaking a little bit at front, should not speak because this is not a publicly noticed meeting. But we thank you for everybody that is in attendance. Right now we have 164 people in attendance. We are waiting, I think, for Mayor Murphy to join us. He was having a bit of some technical difficulties. And let me find out from Jackie. By the way, this is also being broadcast from the town's, on the town's Comcast channel and also our YouTube channel. So we may have more than 169 people joining us right now. Also, I want you to know that as you are coming on, you are being muted. So you can, it's channel 98 on Comcast, by the way. If 173 people joining us now, it would get a little noisy if we did not mute you. I am now at this time going to turn it over to our host, the Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce President, Jackie Lesak. Jackie?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jackie Lesak. I'm the President, Executive Director of the Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to welcome everybody today and thank you for joining us in this very important collaboration between the town and the Chamber in an effort to keep our residents, our businesses, and our citizens informed of the different opportunities out there for relief from the current pandemic that we're all experiencing. I do want to remind everybody that we are going to ask for best behavior. We will not tolerate any behavior that is not the best, and anything that might be a negative comment. Daphne has informed me that she will turn off your feed. This is a opportunity for folks to learn and to gather information and to hear from our mayor, from our county commissioner, and from Mr. John Talmadge, who is our Economic Development Officer Director. So if you have questions, you can certainly put them into the chat room. I see we have 5 questions already lined up. Please feel free to put those in. And after Mayor Murphy, Commissioner Sandelli, and Mr. Talmadge finish, they're going to go ahead and we're going to open it up to field some questions. Again, I thank you all for being here. I cannot tell you how much it heartens me to see so many people on this call. And I do want to let you know that if you know anybody who needs help in any way, shape, or form, please reach out to us at the Chamber. We have a lot of resources that we are aware of, and I get more resources every day, whether it's a senior who needs assistance with something, or one of our employees or our workers, our hospitality workers who is not currently working and they need something, or if it's a business and you're not sure about these loan programs, please reach out to us. We are here to help, and it doesn't matter if you're a Chamber member or not. We are serving the entire community at this point, and that includes residents, and we do have some guests here still on the island with us, so even those folks who may be attempting to return back home. So please do reach out. And with that, Daphne, do we have Mayor Murphy on the call yet? I'm waiting to see if he's back on the call.
Let me see.
Okay. If he's not, we can, if Commissioner Sandelli is ready to go, we could start with Commissioner Sandelli and then come back to Mayor Murphy.
I do not see Mayor Murphy on the line. So Commissioner Sandelli, if you want to go ahead and introduce him, Lisa. I'm sorry, Jackie.
That's okay. All right. Commissioner Ray Sandelli, I know you're on the call. Thank you so very much for joining us this afternoon and sharing the information that you have to give us from the county level, as well as information about our Horizon Council You can explain a little bit about what that is and how that is helping our community. So Commissioner Sandelli. Nope, I see we have some pictures up there. I was going to go to mute myself. Ray, can you jump on there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay, there we go. Yep, there you are.
Okay, well, great. Thanks for everybody participating. Certainly, it's not as much fun to be together with all of you. So Jackie, thanks. Great to see you from this distance. I wanted to congratulate certainly the new mayor, even though it's not online, and Dan and Bill for joining the team. Looking forward to working with all of you. Also want to take just one moment. I'd like to thank both the town of Fort Myers Beach and your fire and rescue teams. I was out at the airport a couple of weeks ago and we had that unfortunate incident, and it was an amazing response, from all of Southwest Florida coming together. So thank you for your team. Thank you for the participation. It helped make things certainly more palatable in the very unfortunate situation. Let me do two things. First of all, what I want to do is give you just a quick brief of some of the things that are going on, at in the county, and then I'll do a kind of an intro to John and some of the things and developing that port. The first thing is, we continue to monitor the numbers every day, the caseloads, the hospitalizations, unfortunately, if there's a death. And that will be what will dictate our go-forward position. Everything that we want to do going forward will be data-based, and so we're looking at it very carefully. I was on a call yesterday with Dr. Antonucci, and we're seeing some hopeful signs, but we don't want to be too advanced and stuff like that. We want to make sure we have the data to support getting back to work. So the data will tell us everything. It appears that we've hit the apex. And that's something we've all been waiting for. We look at it every day at our first responders to make sure they're safe, they have the needs that they have. There was a program that was started called Stronger Together, and myself and Bill McDaniel from Collier County got together with Lee Health. There's a website for that. If you would take a look at that, it'll explain the needs that we have within the hospital system. It's a very interesting combination of Lee Health and NCH working together. Take a look at the site. If you're so inclined to support it, that would be great. These folks have done a fabulous job for us. We're certainly looking at the county level on the impact of the actions that we've taken to date. Is it working? What are the things that have worked? Where can we make some accommodations so we can move towards some sense of normality? Certainly the financial challenges going on with our neighbors is top of mind all the time. There's a lot of need out there. And we've got some great relief work going on. We are a very generous community, and I applaud everybody who's doing that, but the outreach is going to continue for a while. And so the immediate outreach to the basics every day, there's a number of charities out there that you can help and participate in, so I encourage you to do that. We're looking at how we continue to operate as the county. One of the big things that we wanted to do was message through one voice. There's so much information out there. How do you bring that information together, and how do you communicate that? And the communication is really two ways. One is how we can communicate from the county to the towns, to the cities, to our constituents, and trust me, we welcome the input back, whether it's positive or negative. It's all input and it's all valued, and we take a close look at that. So stay in touch with us. LeeCounty.gov is the primary source, and it's updated continually. We've done a lot of work to make sure that that's easy to navigate and give the information in a consolidated fashion. We are looking to adjust, primary needs adequately. We want to be mindful of all of our constituents, and certainly those that are least able to take care of themselves. And so we have, the Homeless Coalition and so on and so forth, a number of groups that are looking at everybody that we can and how we can best accommodate everybody during this difficult time. We're obviously developing in the process a new budget. We're starting to see the results of the slowdown. Some of our revenue sources don't come in for another month or two, so we probably won't have a real look at everything for probably another 45 to 60 days, but we'll keep you updated on that. And then obviously the thing that we're all interested in, the initial planning to open. And again, this will be data driven. Where are we comfortable in looking at going forward? How does the data support that? What we don't want to do is open up too soon in a situation where we find out that all of a sudden we're getting back to a bad situation with additional cases and then have to try to shut things down again. We want to open up in a phased process, which, listening to the president last night, knowing where the governor is, I think that's the right way to do that. So we'll look at a phased thing supported by the data. And if those steps are good, then we'll continue down that line. Again, and we're listening to others around the state. We've got a number of our mayors involved in the League of Mayors and cities. And so we're looking for the best case scenario where we can learn and where we can help share. And obviously the goal is to get everybody back to work in a sense of normalcy. So that's just a quick update from the county level, and I'll be glad to take some questions later on. So let's get down to really the Lee County Business Assistance piece. This is kind of sequential in nature, and John and his team have done a phenomenal job with this. And so the question really becomes, how do we adjust personally and professionally to every day right now? And how do we keep businesses informed of how they can move along during this process? It's near term in one sense, but I think it'll also lead us to a long-term plan, which is where we want to get back to the better times. John will go through a number of different processes today. This portal was developed, again, kind of like with Lee.gov, to make sure that we can communicate as much information as we can in a very succinct way, and make it as simple as possible to go through it. You'll see as we step through this, the portal will have for individuals. I think I got muted here. Am I still on? What happened?
We can hear you, Commissioner.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Am I back?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And so I want to thank John and his team for all the work they've done. They did the lifting on this, and they've tried to make it simple, concise, and condensed. This is really a collaborative effort within Lee County with groups like this Human and Veteran Services, Visitor Prevention Bureau, Parks and Rec. Everybody has had a voice in this. Again, we're trying to build and bring to you a collective effort. Again, Lee.gov is where you start. And Mr. Talmadge, thank you for everything you do every day. I miss seeing you every day. So
I miss you too, Commissioner.
Okay, so John, thank you very much, and take it from here.
So thank you very much, everyone, for participating with us today. I'll describe briefly what we're doing over here in the Emergency Operations Center with Commissioner Sandelli's strong support. And then I'll go through the litany of programs and where we are with the different programs that are available through the state and to the federal government. We have, as the Commissioner said, we're operating a call center. It's open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And our call center operators are meant to be here to assist you with questions about unemployment applications, with the PPP loan program, the SBA loan program, and whatnot. So we encourage you to call the call center. The phone number is 533-2273, or you can visit us at leegov.com and it'll take you to a landing page. But the goal of all that is to find a central way of consolidating information to provide it in a way that's understandable and accessible. One of the other things that we're doing with Commissioner Sandelli is we're encouraging and we're finding ways to help businesses pivot to participate in the new supply chain. So, the example you most often hear is List Distilleries or Wicked Dolphin providing the alcohol along with Fort Myers Brewing Company, providing the sanitizer to create the hand sanitizer that we're able to put into the supply chain, both at Lee Health and through CVS and whatnot. But that those efforts go way beyond just hand sanitizer. We have manufacturers pivoting from making sail material for the maritime industry to moving into gown manufacturing or face mask manufacturing. So that's been a really encouraging, small bright spot in this whole effort to help to see our business community pivot, and to the extent that we can offer specifications for gowns or for face masks or any of the PPE product lines that are required right now. We have those as an open source item. And there's some potential financial assistance to help a business pivot if it needs to acquire a piece of equipment or arrange some sort of access to materials or whatnot. So that's going to be sort of the short term. And as the commissioner said, we're beginning to think through what does reopening look like, and what does the business community need to prepare itself for to do that. So there'll be more to come on that front as we make recommendations to the Commissioner Sandell and his colleagues, and they give us direction on going forward. On the various programs that are available, most people know that the loan programs they've run out of money, whether it's the state's bridge loan program, or it's the SBA emergency disaster program, or the PPP, the payroll protection program. The state's bridge loan program, there were 38,000 applications filed, 1,000 applications were funded. And if you have not heard if you were a funded applicant or not, if you get in touch with us, either through email or through a phone call, I will be able to provide you with a definitive answer of whether you were funded or not. So feel free to, we have the working list right now. So feel free to contact me on that. On the PPP, the state of Florida received about almost $13 billion of payroll protection loans. Ironically, construction was the #1 category, but there was a good amount of restaurant and hoteliers that were also eligible. For the large regional and national banks, I think they funded somewhere between 40 and 50% of their applications. And then for the smaller banks, they funded up to their liquidity levels or where their capital ratios led them to stop. We are encouraging, and the banks are encouraging you to continue to fill out those applications if you can. Again, the PPP is through your local banker. It's not through the SBA. So some banks have paper applications, some banks have electronic portals, but we're encouraging to continue to apply for that, especially if you're depending on a state bridge loan, because that will be funded at some point. It won't be funded today, but we expect the Senate to come back into session on Monday or early next week, and to have movement on moving an additional $251 billion into the payroll protection program. The banks, they will take those applications today. They will do everything they can to help you get to a complete application. And that way, when the program is refunded, the turnaround should be 3 days, not the 10 days that has been taking right now. It's the spirit of the congressional legislation was to have your local bank approve it, and then there'd be a 3-day turnaround to fund. It's been taking up to 10 days, but as the portal and the queues get filled out right now, we expect those turnarounds to happen much more quickly. 251 will go very quickly. So if you wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it won't be available. We expect it'll be drawn down the week that it goes live. And we'll know later if there's going to be a third tranche funded or not. But right now we're expecting an additional $251 billion. The question that so many people have is really around unemployment insurance, and that's been a difficult program to scale up to the numbers that they need to. As many of you would know that the director of the Department of Economic Opportunity, Ken Lawson, was removed from that portion of his responsibilities, and the unemployment program has been given new leadership with the direct order from the governor to make it better. Currently today, there have been over 800,000 claims filed with the state of Florida. Only 33,000 have been processed. So that's a 4% rate. 4% of the loans have been processed. About 26,000 loans of 26,000 of the federal unemployment, the enhanced unemployment claims of the $600, those have been sent, and those numbers should be increasing as the number of state claims can process as well. The federal claims will be the $600 of enhanced unemployment will be a paper check because the state system and the federal system are not compatible. So they'll be issuing paper checks through the state to applicants directly, where your state benefit will still be either a direct deposit or a debit card. The other thing that has been confusing is that the state benefit is more restrictive than the federal benefit. So the federal benefit will allow sole proprietors, will allow part-time workers and others to apply. And we're encouraging you to fill out a paper application because the online application doesn't have the necessary boxes for you to fill out for those additional eligibilities. So you can access a paper application either online through our website, through CareerSource's website, and we've spoken to Daphne about potentially making paper applications available somewhere outside one of the government buildings on Fort Myers Beach. So we strongly encourage the paper application again. So we expect the governor has added, there's now 2,000 call takers that are taking applications. Part of the confusion has been they have to shut down the system at night in order to process applications. They can't both process applications and have a new applications filed at the same time because of the limitations of the system. So they shut the system at night so they can process. We hope they're going to get to an 80 to 100,000 weekly process rate and maybe exceed that. But we'll be happy for them to get to that first. And so you're going to be limited to the hours you can actually get in touch with a call center operator to find out about your application or whatnot. If you need to have your PIN reset, if you're a previous applicant, then you're assigned a 4-digit PIN. Rather than going to the state number, we are encouraging you to call the local CareerSource office, and they have trained 50 people to reset PINs, and they're currently resetting it somewhere between 500 and 800 PINs a day. So that's solely what they're focused on. So if you're employees or you need that assistance, we'll provide you that number as well. And I think that's an overview of the programs. And if you have questions about eligibility, where your application is, what do you need to do about unemployment, please use the queue, the chat feature as was described, and we'd be happy to answer those questions for you as best we can.
Okay, thank you so much, John. I appreciate all of your information. I completely appreciate the work you're doing. I cannot tell all of you on this call what a lifeline John has been through this whole process. He has been sending out information that's timely, relevant, factual, and we've been pushing that out, of course, on our chamber website, and it's available on our Facebook as well. So I have 231 participants on right now. That is amazing. I'm so thrilled with that. I did see a chat line, but I might have to reach out to you, Daphne, because as we're running this out of the town system, my chat has disappeared. I don't know if you're able to see that or not.
At this point, I have nothing in the chat queue waiting. I would like to let everyone know that's participating, if you would like to ask a question, please go down to your chat box and type the question in. All right, so we're getting some right now.
Okay.
Can you see them, Jackie? Or do you want me to?
Yes, I can see them now.
Okay,
we'll give everybody a minute to put any other questions in there. I do want to remind everybody real quickly a couple of points that John made. The paper application for unemployment is also on the chamber website. You can find it there under our COVID-19 resources. And we would be happy to leave those in a drop box out front should anyone need those. So I will make a point of having paper applications outside on our front porch, 2450 Estero Boulevard, And we have a drop box on the porch. You can pick up a paper application there if you're not able to download and print them. Also on our website, I want to make a point of letting everybody know our restaurants on the island and in our area that are open are listed on our website. Those folks who are still open, please do support them. You can order through Uber Eats or Grubhub or a number of other delivery services, or are available for pickup. And please do go ahead and support those folks as much as you can. I also do want to remind everybody that the effort to help give $50 Publix gift cards to all of our hospitality workers is still underway. It's the hashtag #WeAreFMB effort through the Fort Myers Beach Community Foundation. Anybody who is a worker on the island is eligible to apply for that $50 gift card. Anybody. Doesn't matter if you are an island resident or not, as long as you worked in one of our businesses here on or around our 33931 zip code, you are eligible. So I encourage all the employees who are online here, and I see a lot of you out there, to please go ahead and get this information out to your employees. Even if they have been laid off or they're on furlough, they can qualify for this. And you can find that application at Fort Myers Beach. That's all spelled out, FORTMYERSBEACH. F as in Frank, F as in Frank, B as in boy forgive me, C as in Charlie, F as in Frank, communityfoundation.org. I'm getting them and us confused. So it's Fort Myers Beach, CF.org for the We Are FMB effort. Going to some questions.
Hold on, before you get into the questions, I just wanted to remind everybody that the purpose of this Zoom meeting is specific for information to you regarding small business relief and unemployment assistance. We are not talking about when the beach is going to be open or anything like that. So please limit your questions to the agenda that we have today, which is specifically questions that you may have regarding the small business relief package or unemployment assistance. Okay, Jackie, thank you.
And thank you for that, Daphne. Thank you for the clarification. For questions like the beach is opening and whatnot, I want to remind you, we do have a town council meeting on Monday. It will be available by Zoom, and there will be public comment at that town council meeting. That would be an appropriate time for you to have your 3 minutes to make those comments. So I'm going down here. So what website are we supposed to log onto to get a paper application for unemployment? John, you want to give your website again?
We just typed it as a reply to everyone on the call, but it's leagueof.com, and you click on the yellow banner at the top of the page, and it takes you to a landing page for business resources. So you can get it there. You can get it at the Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce. You can get it at CareerSource directly. If you don't have the ability to download it, you can pick them up at the places that Jackie mentioned, as well as CareerSource or Human Services. And if you take it to a FedEx office, they will send it back to Tallahassee for free.
Okay, very good. I'll make sure we update our chamber website with that information as well. Let's see, you did put the business call center number on there. Thank you again.
And CareerSource as well for the resetting pins.
Adam's asking about the $50 gift card. That's what I was just referencing with the We Are #FMB. You can find information on our website, chamber website, as well as the Community Foundation's website. Let's see. I have one note to you, John, regarding the phone number to check a status of our PPP application.
If it's a PPP application, you need to contact the bank that you applied through. If you are having a hard time getting through to the bank, if you let me know, then I'll reach out to the bank directly and have them contact you back.
Okay, and that's a response to Veronique and Pasquale and Lauren Dillard as well. Same thing, status of the PPP application. And then John does reiterate the leagueof.com. Click the yellow banner on the top to visit resources for residents. Let's see, what else do I have? Can you also pick one outside CareerSource or Human and Veteran Services, John?
Yes, you can pick up paper applications that have attached envelopes at both locations. One is at the shops at Plantation on Daniels across the street from the Whole Foods. The other one is 2440 Thompson Street next to the Board of Elections downtown Fort Myers.
Okay. Okay, Nancy Lumpkins is asking, is there any relief for owners and rental companies losing rental? So John, maybe you can tell her which of those programs would be beneficial.
Depending on what your incorporation status is, if you're, how that's structured, the ownership structure of the rental company, and again, HOAs have been, we were surprised, but HOAs have been approved. Property rent management companies have been approved for PPP as well. So to the extent that you have payroll, you possibly will be eligible for the PPP. If there's no payroll involved, then the PPP is not a tool for you. The SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan will be something you could apply for. But again, it depends on what the corporate structure of your investment is.
Okay. I also want to let everyone know that the U.S. Chamber is opening up a grant program on Monday. It will be available at 3 p.m. our time, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard. The link is on the Chamber website where you can go and put in your email so you get an alert when this grant program is open. It is for very small businesses between 3 and 20 employees, and you have to be in an affected zip code, which 33931 is an affected zip code, and it's a straight $5,000 grant. So any of you out there that fit into those parameters, I know it's hard because some people are just over 20 and some people are right under 3. It's the numbers that the U.S. Chamber chose. I think they see a need in that area. And this grant is coming as a partnership between themselves and a number of our national companies. I think Vistaprint is on there and a number of other companies are pitching in those funds. So you can reach out to me at the Chamber, info@fmbchamber.com to get the link for that if you cannot find it on our website. But that's a great way for those extraordinarily small companies to be able to get a little bit of relief while we're waiting for other funds to come through. Let's see. At the end of this, I think Daphne will tell everybody what time Town Council meeting is on Monday, just as a reminder, and how people can participate. For employees who continue to work, hours have been cut. Can they still apply for unemployment?
Yeah, reduced hours is one of the qualifications for the enhanced federal benefit, not for the state benefit, but for the enhanced federal benefit. And so, in about a week, and I'm sorry, it's a week, the state will have a secondary portal that will help people apply who are not in the traditional state application, don't meet the state application criteria. But right now, if you use the paper application and submit that, they'll go ahead and input that information, begin to process the application. The state online application does not have a box to check for reduced hours or part-time or sole proprietors. So for those categories, I encourage you to use the paper application. Make sure you keep a copy of it and submit it to either FedEx or send it directly to Tallahassee yourself.
Okay, great advice. I have a note here from Marty Milkey, who says, I'm assisting DEO with inputting applications and would encourage, bear with me, applicants to be sure to fill out the application out in its entirety and to the best of their ability. Don't do half of a job. Make sure you get that thing filled out all the way. And if you're not sure how to do that, please reach out to one of these resources that John has been talking about. Okay, John said, let me know, but how do they reach you, John?
Good question, and one that I can honestly answer. You can call me at the call center, which is 533-2273. And again, if any of you want us to contact your banks for you, if you call the call center at 533-2273, any one of the operators will take your information. We have our own set of relationships with banks that we can call the market president or a branch president to branch manager to get the information, make sure they are responding to you. Just make sure we know which bank it is and we'll ask the information that we need to know. And then you can also email me at jtalmage@leagueof.com. We just published that onto the chat room.
Okay. And then Marla's asking for SBA loans, grants for rental companies, owners. Can you give us a website or link where we can find information? I think she may have come in a little later. So John, if you can repeat that.
Yeah, I'll repeat that to the extent that you're eligible because you're in corporations, your corporate structure. You can go to our website. You can go to the Fort Myers Beach Chamber's website for links to the economic injury disaster loan program. Again, that program is no longer has funds in it, but we expect that and the PPP both to be refunded next year next week when Congress comes back into session.
Okay. Not seeing any additional questions. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to add in? Unfortunately, Mayor Murphy was not able to get on the call, so Vice Mayor Rexanne Hassafras was kind enough to step in. Rexanne?
Hi, everybody. I don't have any prepared remarks since I was not anticipating speaking at this meeting. Due to sunshine, I had not communicated with our mayor regarding these things, but I'd really like to thank Commissioner Sandelli and John Talmadge and Jackie Lezak for all the work they've done preparing this. And of course, Daphne and everybody on the town staff who makes Zoom work for us.
Yes.
We are all learning as we go, and I think we're doing pretty well at this. I'm proud of us all. So I thank you all for helping put this together. Thanks a lot.
Okay. I do have one more reminder, and thank you, Rexanne. Appreciate that. From the group with the hashtag WeAreFMB Foundation gift cards. They are available to employees who have had their hours cut as well. So it's whether you're completely out of work or you've had reduced hours. Please make sure those folks get those applications in. And again, you can certainly reach out to us if you need help with that, or to the Community Foundation. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. Again, if you go to our website or go to the one that John had on there earlier, you will be able to get all this information, and feel free to reach out anytime. You can call John, and the Chamber's number is 239-454-7500. It forwards to my cell phone, and I'm answering it all hours of the days and the nights, and 7 days a week. So there is no dumb question. There is no silly reason to call. Please feel free to reach out, and we'll help you to the best of our ability. Commissioner Sandelli, do you have anything else to add at this point, or John?
No, just two things. One is the gift card program is so easy to participate in if you can. And certainly it's very meaningful to the folks that need that. Second thing is the governor is putting a task force in place to look about reopening, and we believe that our chairman Brian Ham will be a part of that. So we'll try to stay as connected as we can as Lee County and certainly the beach. I can't wait to get back to the beach.
Yeah, thank you. We can't wait to have you back. Thank you again to you, Commissioner. Thank you, Vice Mayor Hassafras. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I do want to let everybody know that the 8 area chambers that make up the Southwest Florida Chamber Alliance of Chambers is working all together with our Lee County counterparts, John, and everyone in Lee County to provide as much help as we can. I appreciate everybody's time today. Thank you so much for getting on this call. We will be doing more calls in the future through the chamber, and you are always welcome on a chamber call, and you do not have to be a chamber member. This is for our entire community. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. As you can hear, my phone is ringing, and I am the only one here. So I'm going to go ahead and take those calls, guys.
All right, Jackie. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Thank you.
Before everybody signs off, I would like to say that the Town of Fort Myers Beach Council will be meeting Monday at 9 a.m. We are going to be meeting through Zoom, the same kind of format that we're using right now. The meeting ID number is on the agenda. Then you can find the agenda on our town website. I will give you the agenda ID right now. I'm sorry, the meeting ID through Zoom. And that meeting ID is 576-48-513. And again, you can go on our website, the Town of Fort Myers Beach website, and look at agendas and find the meeting ID number there as well. We would like to, if you want to speak in public comment, the best way to do that is to email us at publiccomment@fmbgov.com. Just like a regular meeting, this is going to be, your public comment is limited to 3 minutes. Michelle Mayer, our town clerk, will read your comment through the email. The reason that we suggest that you use that is because if you're in the chat, if you're in the waiting room on Zoom, you cannot hear the rest of the meeting until we bring you into the meeting. So it's always best if you are watching this through our YouTube channel, and then you can email your comment and have your comments heard or any questions answered at that time. Like I said, that the comment, even though we are going to be reading them, are still limited to 3 minutes. At this point, I would like to say again, thank you, John Talmadge, Jackie Lesak. We appreciate, your coordination of all of this. Vice Mayor Hassefrost, thank you, and all of our council members for attending, and a special thank you to Commissioner Sandelli for all of the stuff that he is doing in his leadership for the town of Fort Myers Beach with the County Commission. At this point, we're going to close the meeting down. Feel free to email us. Again, we've got the public comment at fmbgov.com for Monday's meeting. And everybody out there, social distance and stay safe. Thank you very much for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have
My
a
pleasure.
healthy weekend.